back, guys. We're playing Dear Esther again. In the last episode, we found a really cool old shipwreck over there. We dang near almost fell down this big hole, this shaft. Whatever created that is a mystery. I mean, it's like perfectly cylinder. Unless it was like an old, some kind of like explosion happened there, like from under the earth. I don't know. Let's just keep on walking, I suppose. Probably gonna meet up with the upper path now, I feel like there's something up there. Some kind of house. More pathways I could go.
I've begun my ascent on the green slope of the western side. I've looked deep into the mountain from the shaft and understood that I must go up and then find the way under. I will stash the last vestiges of my civilization in the stone walls and work deeper from there. I'm drawn by the aerial and the cliff edge.
Ooh.
There is some form of rebirth waiting for me there.
Gosh dang it. Okay, sorry for the jump cut. Somebody called me. It was a bit of a minor emergency. No, I guess it wasn't much of an emergency. Was a problem. But we're back. I don't remember what the hell the guy was saying because I was interrupted, but I remember finding this thing and I was coming back down to it. What is that? Like bottles of something. Like, oh, they're doctor tools. Oof. Looks like there's not really anything in here. It's just an old stable, I guess. Doctor tools for dissecting an animal or something. Ew, gross. But yeah, he was talking about something about storing all the stuff on a stone wall or something. I'm beginning to think I am this person. But I don't really know. Can we get over there? I can't walk over this. God dang it. I kinda wanted to go.
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
That's kind of gruesome. So this guy died, so here's another stable. It looks like the same one. Just in the ground. Piece of paper or something. I wish I could like pick them up and read them. That'd be kind of cool. It's kind of cool that flashlight turns on automatically. Let's see. So this is a bothy? I don't know. So it's a house. More paint. Looks like a bird almost. Look at the view.
Inventory. A trestle table we spread wallpaper on in our first home. A folding chair. I laughed at you for bringing camping in the lakes. I was uncomfortable later and you laughed then. This diary, the bed with the broken springs. Once asleep you have to remember not to dream. A change of clothes. Donnelly's book, stolen from Edinburgh Library on the way here. I will burn them all on the last morning and make an aerial of my own.
Like a baby picture thing. Okay. Just a bunch of stuff. Nobody's here though. The trunk. You hear noises and it's just like, oh, like I feel like I'm waiting for something like to jump out at me or something like that, but maybe it's not going to. Let's go look at let's take a look at the view since we're here. Oh, there's a path. way down there. Huh. There's a path that leads that way. Oh, I think it ends. Yeah. Looks like I'm gonna end up going down there, though. There's another cave, it looks like, or something. Oh, there's something up there, too. Gosh dang, there's so many paths. Which way do I go? Been having a blast with the new computer hardware, you know. Processor seems to just really make everything better. I'm sure the new motherboard helps my graphics card, too, and everything just seems to run smooth. I mean, technically right now I'm getting a solid 60 FPS while recording in 720p. That's pretty good, considering before I would get like 20. Jeez, look at these sheer cliffs. What the heck? How do I get over there? There's a cave over there. I want to get up there. I think they put things like to make you think that you can get there, but you can't. Looks like there's just another dead end in there. But it looks like I'm going to probably go down and get into this cave. Very interesting. This game is just so different. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I mean, I really enjoy stuff like this. Oh my goodness.
What to make of Donnelly, the laudanum and the syphilis? It is clearly not how he began, but I've been unable to discover if the former was a result of his visiting the island or the force that drove him here. For the syphilis, a drunk driver smashing his insides into a pulp as he stumbled these paths, I can only offer my empathy. We're all victims of our age. My disease is the internal combustion engine and the cheap fermentation of yeast.
So his disease is he's an alcoholic? But speaking of alcohol, I looked up what mead was today. You know, I've heard of like old tales and watched movies of like medieval ages of people drinking mead and such things like that. I had no idea what it was. I didn't know if it was a soup. I didn't know.
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. His fingernails were raw and bitten to the quick. They found the phosphorescent moss that grows in the caves deep under the nails. Whatever he'd been doing under the island when his strength began to fail is lost. He'd struggled halfway up the cliff again, perhaps in a delirium, perhaps trying to reach the Bothy's fire before curling into a stone and expiring.
Jeez. But yeah, as I was saying, I looked up what mead was because I had never really known what it was. I didn't know if it was some kind of soup or like an alcohol or something. And yeah, it turns out it is an alcohol of sorts. It's made with like fermented honey and oh crap, something else. I can't remember. Yeast, I think it was, or something like that. I can't remember. And sometimes they add other things to it. Me, myself, I'm not really an alcohol drinker. I have in the past, but for the most part, I just can't really stomach the taste of alcohol itself, like the actual alcohol. It's just, ugh, it's rot good to me. I don't know. I'm just not a drinker because of it. So I really would like to, but I've got like a sensitive tongue, I guess. So I was looking at mead and seeing that it was like fermented honey. It makes me think maybe that would taste alright. So we gotta find some mead, wherever to find that. I don't know if you can buy it, you know, in general liquor stores or not, but it's worth a look, right? Similar to other things.
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
Well, that was creepy. It's like all this weird, distorted sound. I'm just checking this out, seeing if there's anything particularly up here. It seems like if you don't explore, you're going to miss part of the story, like with that big hole in the ground. If I had... See, look at that. Someone fell, or something happened here. Somebody fell down these cliffs, it looks like. It's like a little carving. You can see a line following my flashlight down here. Whether or not that's him or not, or it could just be in the suitcase. Don't know. Yeah, speaking of other things I don't really care for, is like coffee. I don't really like the taste of coffee either. It's just kind of meh. I can drink things like frappuccinos and mocha lattes and stuff like that. It's got a little bit more flavor in it. But the taste of just raw coffee is not for me. I find it quite disgusting. But yeah, so there you know a little bit more about me. I wish I did like things like this, because I feel like there's going to be a time one of these days where like I'm going to be working in a business or something, and people are going to want to like go out for a drink or something, and I'm just going to be like, yeah, totally, I really enjoyed having a drink with you guys. Be kind of grossed out. Alright, something cool is ahead, so we're going to end there. Make it a minor cliffhanger. What's around this corner? Who knows? Some kind of cave, some kind of light. But yeah, come back next time, guys. Thank you for being with me. I've been GhostOokami, and if you are not a subscriber yet, I would appreciate it, and as well as a like, and possibly a comment too. I love all the comments that I get, whatever ones I do get. Yeah, I'll see you next episode, guys. Thanks.